Hey everyone! Welcome to the big recap of the first tournament phase. The 3 weeks are now over and all the group winners have been decided. In this stream there's going to be extra many stats, so sit tight. I'm gonna look back at all the rounds that have been here so far. So we start with the boring old stats that you all know. So this round there has been a forfeit PB, 6 forfeits. I think that's 3 more than last round. It's a shame on you all. I guess people were getting a bit tired of the group phase. And of course, forfeits mean a great average. Because nothing to lower your average like a good forfeit. So the forfeit, the average this week was a 123, which is more than 5 minutes faster than the week before. And the overall average of the whole first phase was a 127, which I think is pretty decent. Good job. So the best result from last week was a 106 by Gargoyle. And it's kind of interesting because all the best results so far have been 106. And I think, but I'm not sure, that there have only been 3 106 and they were like each in a different round and then always the best result. But yeah, good job, Guard. With this nice row. 10 songs, classic. And then the best result that lost was by G-Skate, a 116. Pretty good to lose with. Also 10 songs, it's popular. And yeah, before we see this one again, I'm gonna look at the biggest improve compared to the leaderboard time. And that is actually not Foof this week. It is Francois. Because their leaderboard time is a 152. But last week, they got a bingo of a 123, which is a lot faster than the bingo leaderboard time. 25% to be exact. So good job, Francois. Yeah. I guess Child BS will lower your leaderboard time a little bit. I think there's a few people who will be able to complain about that, Kappa. Closest match, there we got G-Skate again with the same 116.30. But yeah, I think this is the closest match so far. I was actually watching yesterday and that was pretty monkes. But yeah, Runner Guy sniped him with a 116.04. So yeah, GG. I feel like Runner Guy is always involved in either in snipings, either as the sniper or as the snipee. Sniper of the French. Nice. Alright, so let's now dive into a few different stats. Because y'all love them so much. So first, I have a very questionable honor to hand out to someone. And it actually is the most unlucky player of this year. I mean, of course it's a bit hard to define, but I think I found someone. Let's have a look at this group. We've got Nelly, Ada, Fenyan, group Lizzlefos. And yeah, so Nelly and Ada have made the brackets. Let's see what their medians were. Got a nice 126 from Nelly, and then a 128.21 and a 128.23. Imagine losing the brackets by 2 seconds. I'm so sorry, Fenyan. So I have a little most unlucky trophy for you. Yeah, this seriously is pretty rough. I'm not sure if we've ever had such a close miss, basically, of getting to the next stage. But at least you got a shout out. But yeah, this was an incredibly close group. Also a 3-way tie, of course, so yeah, quite unfortunate, but yeah, these things happen sometimes. I've got a few honorable mentions though. Let's have a look at the top 10 medians. These are not as extreme, by the way, but still interesting to look at. So these are the 10 people who got the best median in the tournament so far, so good job on that. But if we zoom in, then all these people actually didn't even win their groups. It's kind of crazy. So Mutant has the 2nd place median of the whole tourney, but didn't even win his group. And the same goes for Eckmeister, Lake, and Ama. So it's pretty interesting. And then, if we zoom in a little bit lower on the median list, we see a few people. And if you zoom in on G-Skate, I mean, he's got a pretty decent median there. But he actually got 4th place in his group. And he's surrounded by people who all made the brackets. So, I guess it's also a bit unlucky, but yeah. I mean, in the end, it's a tournament, and you gotta win your races to progress. You can't do it by median alone, unfortunately. So then, let's have a look at something else. I really feel like I'm like hosting a direct here or something. Like, please have a look at this. Alright, the group phase upsets. So this is pretty interesting to me. Of course, beforehand you were all put in different pots. And then the question is, of course, did people also get ranked in their group according to the pot they were in, or were there upsets? So let's dive into it. In the Armos group, we have Cloud, who was in pot 4. First place of pot 4. But he didn't end last place. Painskate did, who was in pot 3. But Cloud was very high in pot 4, and Painskate low in pot 3, so that's not too crazy. Then we've got Shaggy and Cymarth. Yes, Cymarth is just kind of a big troll. He was in pot 3, 5th place, but he ended up last place in the group. And then we've got the Epona group, and there Claire got 3rd place, even though she was in pot 4. And Gumbill, who was relatively high in pot 3, he was 3rd place there. He actually ended up last. Then we've got the Fish group. There we've got Skeptical and Cabbage. Cabbage was in pot 2, but ended up last place, and Skeptical was in pot 3. Then the Hookshot group, we've got Dotso and Coffee who switched places. Coffee was low in pot 2, and Dotso very high in pot 3, so that's a pretty unlucky draw for Coffee. Then the Ingo group, we have 2 upsets. Ama, who was in pot 1, didn't end up winning. Runaguy did. And then No Face and G-Skate switched. No Face was in pot 4 and G-Skate was in pot 3. Then finally in group Keaton, we've got Matt and Jake. Jake was in pot 3 and Matt was in pot 2. Both relatively low in their pots. And then Adaf and Fanyan. As we saw before, they were incredibly close. But Adaf was in pot 3 and Fanyan in pot 2. So then, I've got something special for you. More stats. And this time it is the classic Fanyan stats. So, as every year, Fanyan keeps track of some stats about the players, about the rows they pick, about the goal combinations. And now at the end of the first phase is a good time to dive into those. So first, the crowd favorite is going to be the synergy pickers. Who are the best synergy pickers? Of course, take this a little bit with a grain of salt. High synergy doesn't always mean it's a great row and everything, but it's still fun to look at. So, the best synergy picker is actually Cabbage. With 100%. That means that every row he picked was the maximum synergy you can get in a row. There were only 2 matches though, so that makes it a tiny bit more likely. But yeah, 100% means that the row has an estimate of a 106 according to the generator. And 0% would be a 113. And the lowest possibility is, I think, minus 43%, which would be a 116. So yeah, Cabbage, Grego, Fanta, Skeptical, T2 are, according to the stats, good synergy pickers. And the worst pickers are Painskate, Janslang, Ama, Shiro, and Runner Guy. So yeah, Paint actually, like, it is relatively hard to pick rows with such low synergy all the time because they're a bit less common. But Paint still got pretty decent times with them, I think. So yeah. The blankers. This is dot shame. This is dot shame. So Consultant blanked twice and the rest blanked once. This is just so Runner Guy can yell at you. So yeah. Do comment those rows you picked, please. For the sake of stats. The most frequent goals in the group phase. Well, these are not so surprising. It's just a bunch of long goals, basically. The most common goals that happen a lot. Round 1 was played on 10.3.1, by the way, so not everything was from the same goal list. The most picked goals are maybe a bit more interesting. So of course these are also skewed towards longer goals because they appear more often. But we see that 10 songs is very popular. Like by far. I mean, it's a comfy goal. And it's generally fast. Then there's 30 skulls, rusties, and full equipment. Oh yeah, I'm definitely a sucker for comfy trade quests. Then the highest pick rate. So I should explain this a little bit. So here we look at goals that were picked at least 5 times. So lower ones were not included. And then they're sorted by how often they were picked when they appeared. So these goals were often immediately picked when they appeared on the board. So they must be kind of like crowd favorites. The Frog Heart piece is a little bit surprising, maybe. There's still some... Yeah, there's like a bunch of goals there. I think there's a few comfy ones like Fairy Spells, Neighbor's Love. Then we've got 100% win rate stat. So all the goals you see here, when they were picked, they won. Like all of the matches they were picked in. So maybe that means they're good, or it means that people that win like to pick them. But yeah, Beach Shadow is up there. So every time it was picked, it won 4 times, and it also has a pretty fast median time of a 112. So maybe just a really fast goal, and also maybe comfy. Any GSR pickers? Then there's Silver Rupee Rooms, Map and Compass and Forest, Shadow Temple Boss Key. Look at the next set. That is the frequent picks with a high median. So these were picked a lot, but actually performed quite poorly in time. Yeah, what does that say about the goals? Probably that they're actually good goals for beginners. That seems to be the case for AD skulls. Yeah, 6 gold rupee chests might just be a little bit slow. Not sure. Or hard. It's all possible. And it could just be coincidence, of course. And these are frequent picks that were fast, had a low median. So up there we see Map and Compass and Jabu. It's just fast apparently. Rocks showing up again. Shadow Temple Skulls. Wasn't that nerfed? And the Rusties. Yeah, 20 item slots also up there. A little surprising because people have been complaining about it. But I guess it also has stats from the first round when it was still the previous version. Then the final stat I'm going to show is the goal combinations. So these were the goal combinations that were picked the most. Of course, not super high pick numbers because it's kind of rare to have a certain combination appear all the time, but we've got 5 Shadow Skulls and Rusties, and Water Skulls and Rusties. And there's also 10 Songs and Bracelet, which kind of makes sense. Then songs with a bunch of things. I mean, of course, you're also going to see goals that generally were picked a lot and generally are common because they are long. All right. So before we go to the bracket reveal, I'd like to do a little shout out to all of you for entering this tournament so far. And just for you, I picked out the ugliest picture I could find. So a few of you might not be in the tournament anymore, but I want to thank you so much for joining and for watching the recaps, the restreams, for helping with commentary, and just for making the tournament so much fun. Really appreciate it. And let's now have a look at the bracket. So I'm sure you all are hyped to see what the first matches are going to be. So let's go. Alright, so that's the bracket. Yeah, there might be a little surprise in there. So, I didn't realize that I wanted to avoid that people play the same people that have already played in group phase. At least for the first match. So I didn't write that on the Discord, but I had to switch Jake Wright and Skeptical around to not get double matches right away. That was the only change needed to be made. So yeah, Exodus, Runner Guy, T2, TKC, Fanta, Link, and Gargoyle and Moose were the ones that got the top 8 seeds. So they skipped the first round, and then the rest will play one match before they face one of those. So we've got a few close matches in seed, like Aman Dotso. I think it looks decently balanced. So surprisingly, Top, for example, got a pretty low seed. Didn't actually get a very good median. And then there was Nelly, who was the only one that won his group, but then didn't actually win all the matches. All right, I guess I apparently didn't expect to talk this long, so let's go to the end slide. Yeah, so basically that's the bracket. Of course, it is actually a double elimination bracket, so it doesn't show on the picture. It looks like this is all you have to do to win the trophy in the middle, but you actually also have to beat the loser's winner, of course. So, about the bracket, I'm going to use challenge because I'm not going to be able to display such a big bracket on my own website. So, and I'm kind of figuring out how it works exactly. So I'm probably going to set up a sign-up page and then just see how it all works. So then all the top 24 players will just sign up to that. I am going to add the matches to the website right after the stream, so you can just already start scheduling even when the challenge is not live yet. And yeah, so please try to again take 1 week max for your match. We're going to be kind of strict on it, especially in the loser brackets. Like, if you're in the regular bracket and you have to play one day later or something, it's fine if you DM me about it first. But the loser bracket is really going to be 1 week max, otherwise it's going to be hard to finish. Alright, so I guess that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I hope you all have fun in the brackets. See ya!